This is The Process Shot. I'm Michael, I'm alone in a theater, and this is a review of Safety Last, a silent era comedy directed by Fred C. Newmeyer and Sam Taylor, and starring Harold Lloyd as a young man who moves from his small hometown into the big city to support his girlfriend with a steady job. It doesn't work out, but he still sends back whatever he can, pretending that he has found success and wealth. Trouble arises when she decides to surprise him with a surprise visit after all, and so he has to quickly figure out how to secure a good amount of money. It's a simple story from the start, and because of that simplicity, there isn't much to talk about in terms of development and progression. But that's mostly because the story and its settings is more of a backdrop for comedic gags and antics, which are the primary driver of the film's events. The story is essentially the loose connection between the different scenes and set pieces, and as such, it does its job well, mostly because its job is to stay out of the way. So, the focus becomes on Harold Lloyd's character and whatever he gets up to throughout the film. Lloyd's strength as a protagonist lies in his youthful, innocent appearance and nature, with the events that occur around him placing him way over his head. We come to like him because of this strive to persevere and overcome the trials he faces, even if they're as silly as trying to clock into work without being caught as tardy. In a way, the middle-class level of his affairs may be what set Lloyd apart from other silent comedians of his time, becoming a hero to those who just want to get through the working week with enough money to pay rent. On a technical level, there also isn't much to talk about. Being a silent comedy, attention isn't so much on framing a shot for dramatic appeal or revealing another piece of the story, but rather to make sure that everything can be seen and understood by the audience. Editing between shots is also light, but it works in this context as it gives the film's gags and stunts the time that they need to breathe. In this sense, the cinematography of the film is just as important as it allows for full shots of our characters and whatever they're doing. And inversely, tightening a shot on a character helps us to understand their reaction to a surprise or a revelation, which is especially important in a silent film for obvious reasons. It's not quite easy to explain how or why Safety Last works as a comedy. It just does, and it's a film that has proven itself over almost a century. It's the situations that Lloyd gets into in the film that gives it its lasting appeal and long-time influence. One of its most iconic shots comes from later in the film during a promotional event for Lloyd's workplace, where he's just hanging from a broken clock face dangling by the minute hand. It's an image that, seeing it without context, makes you wonder how Lloyd came to be there and what kind of person would put himself in that situation in the first place. The movie does skirt a bit when it comes to building up those details, but it doesn't matter so much because it's not about telling you Lloyd's story, but showing you his talents and tenacity. Safety Last, Fred C. Newmeyer, Sam Taylor, 1923, 4.5 stars. Definitely recommended viewing. Alright, thanks for watching. Like this video if you'd like, comment on this video if you want, subscribe to this channel too, unless you don't want to. I'll understand. If you do sub, hit the bell if you want notifications. In any case, what you do need to do is get me the hell out of here.